Look at us, all these beautiful smiles. All these beautiful smiles. That's what I see. Let's see those smiles. All y'all. Right. We're coming together today in fellowship. That's what we're going to do to y'all. Okay? So my name is Seifert. I am deeply grateful to be up on this stage today, chopping it up with y'all. I'm fired up. Andy and Jane Albright, I do not take this lightly. I got brought into this business by two of my best friends, Jake and Varia Joseph. Joseph and Venus Dukes. Mike and Noelle Leventovich. Alex and Ginny Abian. There was a reason I was placed within this particular organization. For a second, can y'all just close your eyes? Put your head down. Have you ever felt like you had 100 tabs open in your mind before your feet even touched the floor? Have you ever had any self-doubt running a business, caring for your family, maintaining relationships, keeping up with expectations? And somewhere in the midst of it all, you're trying not to lose yourself. I feel you. Open your eyes. Look around. Look what we got here, y'all. We are a melting pot. We are all so different, but so much alike. So much alike. 3 years ago, when my journey started here in this business, I was a mom to 3 amazing little boys, a postpartum mama at that. Just popped a baby out. I had 3 under 4. Elio Santiago, Alessandro Andres, and that little one, Paola Louise. I was a dental hygienist 2 days a week. I was a supportive spouse to my husband, Pablo, a thriving attorney who's building his dream to become partner. I was home with the kiddos, y'all. None of those boys were in daycare. All while trying to maintain my own sanity. It was a season. So I just want y'all to look around and just look. Choose someone to lock eyes with, not your neighbor. Don't make it weird. Pick someone far. Look around. Get up. Look around. Choose someone and lock eyes. Some of us are building an empire Monday through Sunday. And some of us are building an empire after bedtime stories. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about my bloodline, my family tree. So you see that girl up there at the top, the blondie with the tennis racket? That's Mama Mindy. That's my mama. She's an East Coast girl. She was born and raised in Fairfield, Connecticut. Where's Mimi? Her clan out there. She came to New Mexico and she fell in love with the sunsets. My dad right there, what a stud muffin. His mother opened one of the very first boutiques in Ruidoso, New Mexico. That was in the 60s, y'all. Female owned and operated. So those two, my parents, they both met at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. My mother, she was an avid athlete. She got a full ride scholarship for basketball and tennis. My father was an avid athlete. He got a full ride scholarship to the University of New Mexico for skiing. And they fell in love. My mom became an educator. She got her master's in education. My dad, he went to law school at the University of New Mexico. He got his Juris Doctorate degree. Well, like most people who have that little fire in their heart, when they graduated, they didn't want to work for someone else. My mom didn't want to work for someone else. You feel that? Who feels that? My mom went to a convention in Chicago. Right? Who in here has heard of Montessori? My mother fell in love with a mentor named Maria Montessori. And when she came back from that conference, she came home fired up out of her mind. And you see my dad right there with the shovel? My mom had a mission. She wanted to build a cathedral in the form of a school. She came home and she told my dad, I want to open our own school. And I do not want to buy a building. We are going to make it. From the ground up, blueprints, brick by brick, mortar by mortar, stucco by stucco. So if you see right there, you see my dad with the dirt, you see my grandpa on a ladder, and then you see Sandia Montessori School. They built that business together. And my mom didn't want to just do this business willy-nilly. She wanted to build this thing with her friends. So she decided to bring people into this business that she wanted to do life with. She brought people into this business that she wanted to thrive with, and that we're going to pour back into our community. The next generation of attorneys and doctors and lawyers and entrepreneurs. Me and my sister are still friends with those kids, and they're thriving. We still have those relationships, and they're thriving. She brought in her sister into the business. She wanted people in the business that she wanted to do life with. My dad, on the other end, he didn't want to bill no hours for someone else. He decided to open his own practice. So he opened his own firm. And he did it based on Spanish referrals. ERSs, y'all. Only referrals. How about that? He had a passion for serving the Spanish-speaking community. So you have my mom, has the Montessori school, thriving. You have my dad, has the law firm, thriving. They weren't separate. They built those businesses together. And they were on the same page. Tracking? And then it gets even crazier. They start having kids. The timeline gets funky. Me and my sister were talking about it last night. So they started having babies, right? So they had my sister. And my sister went on, and she decided to open up the only female run and operated skateboard shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Y'all, that business has been in business for over 20 years. Female owned and operated, baby. My sister is a mentor. She's a mother hen in the skateboarding community. She has that shop, not only for these adrenaline junkies to get all their energy out, but a space for them to have family. A space for people that when there's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they don't have people to be around, she makes pozole. Then you got my brother, right? The middle kid, entrepreneur. Still trying to get that guy in this business. He got licensed. Then you got baby Sarah. So y'all, I grew up in the land of enchantment. I was a dedicated soccer player. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But you know how I said I'd love to see all your smiles? Let's see them. I said, all right, well, I'm kind of weird about teeth. I think most of y'all have seen me brushing my teeth, flossing my teeth, rinsing with mouthwash in the bathroom at these conventions. I'm like, all right, well, hygienist, make pretty good money. Flexible hours, right? The one thing that drew me into dental hygiene, it's preventative care, but it's also in New Mexico, you can have your own practice. You can open your own collaborative office as a hygienist, which was very intriguing to me. So I graduated from New Mexico with my bachelor's of science in dental hygiene. And when I first started, I didn't have any kids yet, so I was on the grind, working as many hours as I could work. I partnered with a dentist for 10 years. Good money, flexible. I was the hardest working hygienist in that office. I was running laps around the other girls that were doing it 5 days a week. I was capped at what I could make. I had a burning desire to do something different. I wanted more financial freedom. I had a desire to work more independently. I kind of wanted a little bit more impact. You feel that? So you remember 3 minutes ago I was talking about those 3 little boys? So in the midst of being a dental hygienist, popping out babies during my dental hygiene career, breast milk pumping around the clock, barely getting any sleep. I remember being at home with my 3 little boys. Papa was at work. And I had the baby here. Two other little boys were just running amok. And I got on the internet. And I saw this girl posting about her recent trip. I thought, We jumped on a phone call. We didn't really talk about much about what she was doing. We just talked about her kids and her husband named Jake and all the things she's been able to do in her life. You see that picture right there in the middle? Look closely, y'all. That girl with the bump and the braid on the side, that's for Ray Joseph. That's my best friend right there. God knew exactly what he was doing when he put Veray in that dental office. I didn't know why, but it ain't my job to understand. The way to get started is to start The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. I didn't really talk about insurance with Beret, okay? I just jumped in. I jumped into class. I had 3 kids under the ages of 4 at home. I was breastfeeding through the night, getting no sleep, and I was still a dental hygienist, y'all. What is your excuse? Like, what is your excuse? Little did I know that conversation with Beret would lead me to having a thriving business in sales, my first rookie year in this business. Top producer, first year, rookie year in this business, top producer walking that stage. If I can do it, you can do it. Little did I know that conversation would lead me 3 years in, getting a call from the ICU saying your husband's really sick. This business was the reason I was able to stay by his side. God knew exactly what he was doing when he put me here. So in the midst of juggling a career, business, family life, I was barely surviving. But I knew that this season, from leaving a job, who in here has a job? I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about transition. The transition from being a dental hygienist to being in this business was heavy, very heavy. I feel y'all. Any mamas out there? Okay, sorry guys, but there's a thing called transition when you're having a child. And the doctor says, look at me, mira, this is gonna hurt. But it's for a short period of time. It's called transition. As long as you can get through this transition, you are gonna get something really amazing at the end of this all. I'm like, okay, so it's really hard. How long does it last? Listen, it's really hard. It's really painful. But at the end, hopefully, you get something really amazing at the end of it all. I had to trick myself, y'all. It was a season of transition for me. That season, 3 kids, supportive spouse, dental hygienist, now entering into a business on top of all that? What? I knew it was gonna feel thick. I knew it was gonna feel heavy. I had to get good at this really quickly. I didn't want to work for someone anymore. Is your why big? Does your why keep you up at night? Does your why make you cry? I had to get really good at this quickly. I didn't have a choice. It wasn't about doing everything. It was about focusing on what mattered, streamlining my efforts, and getting really, really good, Jake, at organizing my chaos with a schedule. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, I've heard some of you come up like, how'd you do this part-time? We'll get there, chill. We'll get there. None of that matters if this isn't correct. Okay, chill. I got you. We'll get there. Having watched my family build businesses that uplift and serve others, I learned that there were some tools to use on the battlefield. Okay? So we're going to get into it. Faith. My faith has been the cornerstone of this business. Faith and faith in what we do matters. Do y'all have faith in what we do matters? Do y'all have faith in what we do matters? Do y'all have faith that what we do matters in the sales side? Serving families, protecting generations? And do we have that same faith on the building side? What we do matters. Changing lives, creating generational wealth. Selling and building is no different. When I first started, I didn't really know insurance. All right, God. Insurance. I stepped in my first home, and it became very apparent what my mission was. My mission was to serve. My mission was to spread the gospel. It wasn't always about closing the app, y'all. I get it. Sometimes it's just bringing light and love into the home. Mindset. You see those people posting there at the gym for like 3 hours? That's crazy. 3 hours? That's cool. People work on their bodies, and you see them just working out consistently. But some of those same people don't work this out. So on the outside, they're looking all fit and ripped and all the things in between, and they neglect this. Y'all, our brains, they can go to the gym for 3 hours, 2 hours, call it an hour, call it 30 minutes, but you can't read for 15 minutes. Andy Albright does not make this complicated. He doesn't want to work with people who don't read. Tracking? Mindset. What are we putting in these beautiful brains? What are we putting up here, y'all? Who are we associating ourselves with? How are we talking to ourselves? Are we surrounding ourselves with doers or talkers? Y'all know those people. Energy, oof. How many of y'all, if you're on my team, we talk about this every time we talk. You feel me? How often, y'all? Be protective of your energy. Thank you. We have to wear a shield daily. Being protective over your energy that we've worked so hard, right? We've worked so hard on our mindset. You got to be protective over it, right? There's a book that I read to my little boys. It's a Dolly Parton book. It's really not always up to you the way that you feel, but Mia, how you act is a different deal. My mom always said, Sarah, you got to get really good at just turning your cheek. How many times she'd tell us that? Get really good at turning your cheek. Oh, you're doing that little insurance thing. Let me know how that works out. Who are you surrounding yourselves with? You get to decide who you surround yourself with. Isn't that cool? Be really protective over your energy. Focus. So being solution focused. So for me, this one is not very hard because there was a lot of systems here that we implemented in the dental office. So it was all about being solution focused. The dentist, we were just on point. We worked well together. It was all about synergy, right, Sherry? Sarah, you are with them for an hour. You know if they need a root canal. You are with them for an hour. You know if they have cavities. Come to me with the solution, and we will go in together and execute. Y'all, it's being solution focused on the sales side. We are the professionals. We are selling a solution to their problem, not showing them 15 different products. We are the professionals. But also, let's talk about being solution focused in our business. I can't tell you how many times I call Jake and Bray and say, I just want to check my thinking. How are we going to create other leaders if we're not allowing them to come up with a solution and correct? Execution. God blessed us with talents. What a slap in the face to not take off with this opportunity. Let's execute. Don't let it go to waste. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into what execution looked like for me. All right, you see that little girl with the telephone? That's baby Sarah. So it's starting with having that childlike faith, okay? Letting go of fear. If you have fear here, you are just halting yourself. So I encourage you, find a picture of you as a child. Put it in your ATM. Put it on your visor in the car. Childlike faith. Let your support system know your schedule. When I told Pablo I was doing this insurance thing, he said, all right, let's go. We've got this. We just have to come up with a schedule together. That's all. Is your partner supportive? Does your partner know where you're going in this business? Leaning on my village. We were not, as mamas, this was a hard one for me. I am not supposed to be doing this alone. My sister is a part of my village. Pablo's mom and dad are a part of our village. So I had to get quick at this thing really quickly, okay? I didn't have a lot of time. You know how Robbie was talking about, what do you say, 20 appointments? Do you want it to take a week or you want it to take a day, 2 days? Get really good at this quickly, or get really bad. Some of you are really bad at this. It's okay, right? For me, for myself, and I get nervous. Me and Jake and Bray laugh about this. I get nervous training on this. Okay, so for those that y'all take just a little bit of information, Sarah Seifert said I could, she does it 1 day a week. Okay, let me tell you what my 1 day looks like or looked like. Y'all, I had 1 day a week to do this business. When I first started, I was doing 2 days as a dental hygienist, 1 day selling insurance. I was dialing an hour before my first dental hygiene patient, pumping in the car, dialing in my car on my lunch break. And at the end of the day, instead of driving home to 3 little rugrats, I was staying in my car. Well, how long? Until the job was done. I don't know. Can we stop asking how long, how many dials, how many hours until the job is done? Stop. 9 appointments was my goal. I wasn't leaving Alegre Dental Bosque until I had 9 appointments, plus, hear me, Sarah Seifert, I'm approving it-ish, 9 appointments, right, Pablo? With a backup schedule, right, Pablo? Because you had kids on that day, right? 9 appointments with a backup schedule. What's a backup schedule? You know those clients that are like, just drop it off. I don't know if I'm gonna be home. I have like so many things going on. That was my backup schedule. So I had 9 appointments. So work with me for a second. One day, 9 appointments and a backup schedule. We called it a skeleton schedule. Some of y'all are booking 5 appointments on your run days, 6 appointments on your run days, and you're telling your mentors that you're gonna door knock. Door knock? How about you just fill the other appointments? Okay, hold on. Nothing against door knocking. I've written tons of premium off door knocking. I've written tons of annuities off of door knocking. 9 appointments in one day with a backup schedule. It's not complicated at all. In the dental office, 9 appointments in one day with a backup schedule. Not complicated. We complicate it. In the dental office, our rule was when we did morning huddle, it was, this is your schedule, right? And a schedule is just a schedule. We had a skeleton schedule in the dental office. Y'all see Southwest Airlines? Y'all see the hospitals? They're trying to make money. The job is done when the job is done. Tracking? And it's not just about sales, y'all. What are we reading? My first convention was not convenient at all. My littlest one, Paula Louise, he was a chunky little thing, breastfeeding through the night, 2 hours on the boob. And Jake and Bray were like, bring him. Front row center, bring him. We sit in the front row. So there I was at my first convention, front row center, breastfeeding a baby. Like, what? We can use our kids as an excuse or a reason, right, Parkers? Oh, that, y'all. I know I'm talking about breast milk, but that was the ongoing joke when we started, right, Mike? There's a lot of booby milk in this presentation. That's Paolo. When I would run those 9 appointments, y'all, my gosh. I was breastfeeding I was pumping in between my appointments and storing my breast milk on ice packs and bringing it in a little cooler bag to final expense homes. What? We can use our kids as an excuse or a reason. But y'all, I really want to talk about buying my time back. For me, this was a breakthrough. It was letting go of control. It was a conversation with Jake and Beret. We were coming out of a big event, and I had a real, raw, honest conversation with them. It was all about 10Xing. You guys remember that conference? I came back and I told Jake and Beret, I want to 10X my marriage. I want to 10X my spiritual life, Noelle. I want to 10X me being a better mom and having more quality time with my children. And Bray says, girl, you've got this. but you got to buy back your time. That conversation, there's another one, and I was placed with this family tree for a reason. Where's Joseph Dukes and Venus? Wow, I love you guys. This was a little screenshot. Buy back your time. Martell. That book changed my life. But y'all, let's not overcomplicate it. It wasn't just the book. It was the little touches that added up to it, right? When the student is ready. So what did I delegate? Well, first I needed to ask myself, what truly needs me and what doesn't? Y'all have heard Andy talk about how much we make per hour, right? Do y'all know that? Okay. So is what we are making per hour more than hiring a house cleaner? Is what we are making per hour more than hiring an assistant? Is what we're making per month more than paying for childcare so you can go to Los Poblanos and have date nights with your amazing husband? Because I'm trying to 10x my marriage and my business. Grocery delivery, y'all. I'm a Trader Joe's girl through and through, but there is something special about having my necessities delivered, right, Pablo? I don't know how much soap we have now. It just keeps coming. A stylist, did you know, Sherry? We wore scrubs for 10 years, and now we wear clothes? The truth is, buying your time back is a secret. But I really want to talk to y'all about building this business, okay? It's a law of replication. How am I gonna run sales and create cash flow and build a business? The trick was to not stop working. So for those of y'all that are like, well, how do I sell? And how do I build? And how do I recruit at the same time? You do it, your team will do what you're doing. It's the law of replication. If your people imitated you in everything you do, would you be happy? Would you be happy with their performance? If you are late to meetings, your people are going to be late to meetings. If you are not taking notes at seminars, your people are not going to take notes at seminars. If you are negative, your people will be negative. If you are not sitting in agency manager meetings, how do we expect our people to be in there with us? If you are not attending all hotspots, your people will not attend all hotspots. We complicate this. It's not complicated. If you are not earning the all expense paid vacations, your people are not going to earn the trips. But let's get positive for a second. If you are humble and grateful, your people will naturally be humble and grateful. If you are warm and engaging, your people will be warm and engaging. If you dial every week and are in the trenches with your people, your people will dial and be in the trenches with you. It's not complicated. I see you, Dukes. I know. That's my friend right there. So just ask yourself, do you want to replicate the current state of you? That's a tough one right there. Right. So Gandhi once said, be the change you want to see in this world. I like to switch it up a little bit. Be the change you want to see in your organization. So we like to follow this thing called tell, show, watch. Tell it. Explain it. Yeah, I feel that, sis. Show. Model it. When I first started this business, yes, Jake and Marie were like, you go to grow. They modeled that. It's not complicated. I didn't know what Jake was doing, but I do know now when he jumped on a plane to Hawaii to go serve my people, not knowing what he was going to get out of it, he was showing me how to serve my people. Watch, empower, and observe. If we are not inspecting, watch your people. Y'all, give them grace. Someone gave you grace. Shake your head. Yeah, did someone give you grace when you first started? Did we forget that? Watch them, but empower them. These aren't my agents. What? These are people I'm doing life with. They are 1099. I'm not their boss. Our team, we are doing life together. Empower and go. Let go and let them lead for the love of God. Release control. Because really, y'all, what I've found in my organization, finding other leaders has changed my business. Your team should see your taillights. Jake and Beret never slow down. Why would I? How many of y'all are opening doors for other people? How many of y'all are building, recruiting, opening doors? How many of y'all have texted people this weekend? More people? Is that it? How many of y'all? Mike Leventovich, come on. All right. I see you. Partners. The fruit of love is service. The fruit of service is peace. And peace begins with a smile. The beloved Mother Teresa. I treat my business as a ministry. As long as I put God first and serve my people, the Lord will multiply my business in His timing. Okay? That's right, Noelle. Serve people without ceasing. But really, y'all, I want to talk a little bit about adversity. We are either going into turbulence, coming out of it. Adversity is part of our testimony. This business was the reason I was able to stay by Pablo's side in that little cot for 90 days 24/7. There are only two ways to live your life. One is if nothing is a miracle, and the other is everything is a miracle. When Pablo got sick and he had a 6% chance to live, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light of the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light of the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Come on, come on.
I knew it was over. That Henny and Cola got me like a soldier. She ready for Rover. I couldn't control her. So lucky on me, I was just like a clover. Shorty was hot like a toaster. Sorry, but I had to fold her like a pornography poster. She showed her apple bottom jeans.